So India just pulled off an absolutely historic landing on the moon, right? Well, guess what? They're not even close to being done. We're talking about Chandrayaan-4, a mission that's so much more ambitious than just planting a flag. It's really about drawing up the blueprint for humanity's future on the moon.
But hang on, let's back up. We have to ask the big question. Why is everyone suddenly so obsessed with the moon's south pole? I mean, for decades we landed near the equator. Now, all of a sudden it feels like every major space agency is in a mad dash for this one specific, really treacherous spot. So, what's going on?
Well, the answer lies in a secret that's been hiding in the dark for literally billions of years. There's a treasure there. A treasure that could completely unlock our entire future in space.
Okay, so the key to all this is something called permanently shadowed regions, or PSRs. Now, just picture this. You have these massive, deep craters right near the lunar poles, and because of the way the moon is tilted, the floors of these craters never see direct sunlight, ever. This makes them some of the coldest places in the entire solar system, a perfect, natural, cosmic deep freeze.
And what gets trapped in a deep freeze that's been running for eons? Water, specifically water ice. It was delivered over billions of years by crashing comets and asteroids and has been perfectly preserved in the lunar soil. Now, this isn't just some cool scientific discovery. It's quite possibly the most valuable resource you can find anywhere off-planet. Because if you can get your hands on that ice, you can literally build a gas station on the moon. The whole process is revolutionary. First, you dig up the icy soil. Then, you heat it to extract and purify the water. But step 3, that's where the magic happens. Using a process called electrolysis, you can split those water molecules, the H2O, into breathable oxygen and super powerful hydrogen. Just like that, you can make air, water, and rocket fuel right there on the moon. This could make deep space travel so much cheaper and more sustainable. It's a total game changer.
So how in the world did India become a leader in this new lunar gold rush? Well, it's an amazing story of really careful planning, learning from some tough setbacks, and just incredible persistence.
This journey really kicked off back in 2008. The Chandrayaan-1 orbiter was a key player that helped confirm that water was even there to begin with. Then came the 2019 attempt with Chandrayaan-2. That one ended in heartbreak when the lander was lost in the final moments, but the team learned so many vital lessons from it. And all that hard work, all that learning, culminated in the incredible triumph of 2023.
And wow, what a triumph it was. I mean, let this sink in. With the success of Chandrayaan-3, India became the first, and so far, the only nation to ever successfully land a spacecraft in this challenging and strategically vital South Polar region. Number 1.
But that historic landing wasn't the end goal. It was really just a stepping stone. And that brings us to Chandrayaan-4, the mission designed to build directly on that amazing success.
Chandrayaan-4 is designed to be a much bigger, much more capable mission. It's all about going back to the South Pole, but this time with upgraded instruments to map out exactly where the most accessible water ice is hiding. It's about exploring for a longer period of time and even testing out the technologies you'd need to eventually bring lunar samples all the way back to Earth.
And this quote really captures the whole philosophy of the Indian Space Research Organization. This isn't about one-off stunts for headlines. It's a very methodical approach, where, as it says, each mission deepens knowledge and reduces uncertainty. They're carefully laying the groundwork, step by step, for a long-term sustainable presence on the moon.
You know, the impact of a mission like this goes so far beyond lunar science. The ripples are felt right here on Earth, in India's labs, its classrooms, and even its boardrooms.
I mean, think about it. To pull off something this complex, you have to push the absolute boundaries of technology. We're talking about new rocket engines, smarter autonomous robots, advanced software, and critically, these breakthroughs don't just stay in the lunar program. They directly feed into India's next massive ambition, the Gaganyaan program, which is all about sending Indian astronauts into space.
It also fuels the entire economy. A mission like Chandrayaan-4 creates demand, which pushes private startups to innovate and grow. And you get these amazing spin-off technologies that get used in everything from agriculture and AI to disaster management. But you know, maybe the most important thing is it inspires millions of students to dream big and pursue careers in science and technology.
And hey, let's not forget the strategic side of things. When you can land on the moon's south pole, the world takes notice. It builds incredible credibility, it attracts international partners, and most importantly, it gives India a seat at the table when the rules for using lunar resources are being written for the future.
So when you put all of that together, you realize this isn't just another mission. This is India making a powerful statement of intent for what many people are now starting to call the lunar century.
Ultimately, Chandrayaan-4 is a signal to the entire world that India's success was no fluke. It confirms the country's role not just as an explorer, but as one of the key architects that's actively shaping the next era of humanity's presence in space.
Which leaves us with a really fascinating question, doesn't it? We started by talking about those dark, frozen shadows at the moon's south pole. As humanity prepares to go back there with brand new technology and brand new ambitions, what we choose to build in those shadows is going to define our future among the stars.